Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. Today we are asking for an immediate message for you, and I am also going to be checking out the next 7 days. So whatever message comes through that's really here and now that your spirit team want you to hear about right here, right now, we'll be seeing how it follows through over the coming week. Welcome everybody, welcome back if you're returning, welcome if you are new. We have 3 beautiful cards to choose from for the 3 piles, and I'm also going to draw a rune and a charm as well. So let's do that. I'm going to show you the cards first of all, then I'll draw the runes and the charms, and you can just trust your intuition, see which of the piles is singing to you. Sometimes it's more than one. I will put the timestamps in the description below. I'll put them in a comment as well. I'll also be listing all the cards that I'm using as well. So, pile 1, you have the card of calcification. So this is for pile 1. Pile 2, you have the card of tin. This is for pile 2. And pile 3, you have the new pearl. This is for pile 3. So I'm going to put these little counters out just so that you can see the charms more clearly. Let's see what we are shown in the charms and the runes. So for pile 1, your charm is an owl. Ooh, straight away. And your rune is the rune of fertility. So that is pile 1. Pile 2. You have a horse. This is your charm. And your rune is the rune of movement, Awaz. Okay, and lastly, for pile 3, your charm is the charm of the rabbit, or the hare. I think it's a rabbit, but it could be a hare. And you have Hagalaz. This is the rune of disruption, or the Great Awakener. Oops. Let's put these here. Now, beautiful souls. Whichever charms, runes, cards are singing to you, whichever pile is feeling right, this is the time to really trust your intuition. We're going to be seeking an immediate message. If you are drawn to more than one pile, it may be that there are several messages coming through for you today. And I'm going to leave the video running for a few moments longer. If you need even more time, just press the pause button, and I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Now, with calcification, your first card, your primary card, is like your significator. This is suggesting that the arrival of change, but it's not just a sort of a change in circumstances. It's a really big, like, alchemical change, a change of perception, a change of something that is really ready to be changed. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Now, with fertility, Ingus, this is a rune that sometimes it kind of asks for completions of beginnings. So it's kind of like you need to complete something. You need to fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. You need to do something. And with the owl, I wonder if there is something you need to see with clarity so that you can then, I don't know, shift your energy or shift your perspective. Let's find out more. What is your primary message? What's the initial immediate message? Earth Pig, surrender to the moment. Okay, this is interesting. I think you have to accept something, actually. Or I don't mean in a be submissive. I think almost like a realization. There's something you can't change. So, why would you do battle with something? If you can't change it, if this is it, it's a done deal, then why would you continue to do battle? Why would you invest your energy in something if it's either not happening, or it's however it is, or it's calcified, it is what it is? Water sheep, wait and listen. And metal bird, treat yourself like royalty. Okay. What else do we have here in your oracle cards, my beautiful souls? You have shaman. Ooh, okay. You are the creator. Let me read this to you. You are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. Okay. I think you've already seen something. I don't think it's that you need to see something. Yeah, angels of the universe. I think you've already seen something, and you are at a point of no return. You're already aware of something. You've seen something with great clarity, and in a way, it's kind of like, this is about you respecting the fact that this is now part of your understanding, it's part of your awareness, and actually deciding where you go from here. The curious thing is, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, because you now have awareness of something, it means you can now do something with it. You're not walking in the dark anymore. You're not muddling through. You're not navigating on false pretenses. Whatever this is for you, I think you have already seen it, actually. That's what I think. And your immediate message, I think, that's coming through, although we must draw your tarot cards as well before we really, absolutely confirm that. Your immediate message is, look, now you have seen this. You have choices. You can now decide how you respond in situations. You're no longer flying in the dark. You're flying with awareness. This is like you're no longer driving without a map. You've now got a map. So what are you going to do with it? Now you have this map. What is right for you? I also think that the knowledge that you have that's come into your awareness, whatever was opened up into your sight, I think it starts to put things into perspective as to maybe how or why certain things happened that maybe stopped you from having I almost want to say a joyous perception of yourself, or there was something that inhibited your sense of entitlement. But this is now changing. This is really like the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is absolutely stunning, because you're liberated from something that previously would have sort of limited you, almost without you knowing. Like when you're driving, going back to that analogy, you're driving without a map. Well, if you didn't know there was a map, then that would just be the norm for you. But suddenly there is a map. So actually, what are you going to do with it? I think this is extraordinarily liberating for you, actually. Very, very liberating. Once you've sort of accepted it, and you've sort of settled into this space of, so this is how it is, and that's why that happened. Now it's kind of like, what am I going to do with this? So let us look and see what else we have here. May we kindly ask, what do we have here for my pile one? How's the week going to pan out? How will this affect the week for my pile ones? And also, of course, is there any more information? The devil. Ooh, okay. Look at that. Look at that devil. Wow, we've got the Queen of Wands. You're not held back by anything. You've got the Knight of Wands. Wowza, wow. You have the Eight of Swords. you've got the Magician, you've got the Chariot, you have the card of the 5 of Coins, you have the 6 of Swords, and then we have one more card here, the Page of Swords. Look at you climbing the mountain. Okay. This is so interesting. Now, I think there is a situation around you this week or right now where somehow your new awareness is called into play. It's almost like you could return to something that might once have felt a little bit seductive or a little bit, ooh, this is interesting. But now you're like, nope, not buying into that. That doesn't work for me anymore. It's your newfound awareness is it's almost as though you get to test it out here. And I don't think you get to test it out. It doesn't feel massively negative or challenging. More that you see something being played out that's probably happened loads before, but before you never saw it. Now you have this level of awareness. It's like you're separate from it with the 8 of Swords. With this 8 of Swords, I think it may have an impact on you. Almost like a sadness around you. But the Magician in this pack, it's like a fairy godmother. I love this Magician card. I think that I think something arrives in your world this week. And it's almost as though it could also be that something that you also thought you had laid to rest. You thought you'd been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, processed it, done and dusted. You've risen like the phoenix from the ashes, never to go there again. I do think something arrives in your world this week. And it's kind of like a reminder. And even with this fairy godmother, it always reminds me of Cinderella's fairy godmother. Because she turned the chariot. She turned a pumpkin into a chariot. She turned a pumpkin into a coach. I just feel that there's something gets reenacted, that's what I want to say, this week. Or there's something being reenacted around you already. And I'm really sorry that goes on. But I kind of feel like all it does actually is that it confirms to you what you've actually learned, what you've seen. It's like, yeah, you've already seen something, you've already kind of laid it to rest. I think you've processed it. Something arrives, it's kind of almost like a revisiting. On the one hand, you're riding high, I think you're in a good place. But it does either press your buttons or remind you of how it used to be. But also within this situation, either someone is going to come in and wave their magic wand like a fairy godmother and kind of transform things, or indeed you're going to do it. I don't know, it might even literally be like you look in the mirror, somebody says something and it taps into those age-old feelings of exclusion or being pushed out or feeling alone or like you don't belong or something like that. But you know what? It's really, really, really short-lived. This does not linger. This does not stay with you. It's kind of like you've climbed up this mountain enough now to really know where you stand. And it's this completion here of the pathway to fertility. It's that completion of something. You've seen it, it consolidates it. It's like, wow, I really see that for what it is. And I just think you move on. It's a bit, you find yourself in a position where you can sort of like send love and move along. And I think this is really empowering for you, actually. Literally, you walk into the light. You are the shaman. Ah, look, of course, the magician is you. You are the creator and magician. Yeah, I don't think this is somebody else who waves a magic wand, it's you. It's almost like someone presses your buttons, and for a moment, momentarily, it's like, oh, I remember this old pattern, I don't feel okay. And then suddenly it's like, oh, hang on a minute, I know how this works, and I don't do this anymore. I know what's going on. I don't have to do this. I do my own thing now. I'm not bound by the past. It's I think you wave the magic wand. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. You move on. And you're just unaffected by it. I mean, initially there's an impact. You can't deny that there's an impact. It almost presses your buttons, and I think you almost possibly feel a little bit cross or angered or think, God, hang on a minute, this isn't all right. And then it's like you go, oh, do you know what? I just don't buy into this anymore. This is not me. Zero interest in any of this. Sending love, moving along. It's like I really don't mind not being connected with you. Like if you have been hanging out with a group of friends who every now and then kind of treat you badly, and yet somehow you go back, you forgive them, but it still happens. And then you kind of really, you've been shown enough to know that this is their stuff, their agenda, and maybe it tapped into childhood patterns, which is why you kept going back. This would be like revisiting something like that. Suddenly bumping into these sets of friends, and then suddenly they're all nice as pie, and you think, well, this is lovely. And then suddenly, some comment is made that makes you feel, like you're being pushed out again. And you all of a sudden you're like, well, hang on a minute. I don't want to hang out with people like this anyway. It's like, this is not for me. It's like there's no going back here. You've accepted how it is. There's no going back, and off you go on your way. It's like, wish you well, but not for me. And I think this is really, really empowering. This is an incredibly positive and empowering reading. Hence the pathway of fertility, because you no longer buy into anything that does not fertilise the ground for your own deliverance. I think this is lovely. I really, really do. Literally, this is like this beautiful little piglet in this Garden of Eden. You just sort of snuggle back down into the potential of your own world. You're not tangled in this anymore. This is really, really stunningly lovely. Yeah, you're the magician. You wave your own magic wands. This is your gateway of empowerment. You know where it's at, and off you go. Let's just draw a couple more cards. See if there's anything else shown about the week ahead or the outcome of this. And here we have two more cards. We have the King of Coins and we have the Seven of Swords. How interesting. And look at the imagery on the Seven of Swords. We have the coyote here. And there's a shadow of almost like a dinosaur. Yeah, I think you're able to laugh at this. Coyote energy has a lovely sort of, let's laugh at ourselves, let's laugh at life. This monster is no longer haunting me. This is what this card says. This is no longer haunting me. I'm on my way here. I can laugh about this. I can move on. I am stepping into my own growth and my own fertility. The King of Coins is the King of Pentacles. This is a spectacular card of your own sovereignty and your own groundedness. My beautiful pile one. I think this is actually, despite a circumstance that goes on, I just think this is a heavenly week because it's so empowering. It really does feel like, I was going to say water off a duck's back, it's water off a turtle's back to you. It's just this sort of recognition that this is you no longer play the role that people delegate to you. And this is superb. My beautiful pile one, this is your reading. Have an amazing week. If this is resonating, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Thank you for liking. It really does help the channel. Thank you for sharing and letting people know about the channel. And thank you for subscribing. If you want to make sure you never miss a reading, please subscribe and press the little bell icon. I am sending you all the love in the world, my beautiful pile one. Tons of love. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. We have a very interesting mix of energy here with tin, stannum. Tin is very movable, malleable. It's, if you think of like tin foil, you can fold it over and crinkle it and mold it into shape. And yet it's also not, it can't take too much weight. It doesn't have the strength. You couldn't use it as a support for something in a building because it would crunch, it would crumble, the building would shape it. Now we've got movement, Ahwaz, and we've got a horse, which is about power and movement forwards. So I'm kind of wondering what you're trying to move forwards. And yet for some reason, either something is too malleable or you need some more support, or I'm not sure what this is about, but these are the kind of energies coming through. Let's ask about the first message that you need to hear, the immediate message from your spirit team. I'm actually seeing, I thought it was that one, but I'm now not sure. It's this one. I think it is just those two. What else do we have? We'll do your oracle cards first, my beautiful souls. See what we are shown. And then we will draw your tarot cards as well. 2 from the angel pack. Okay. Let's see what we have. We have Angel of Dreams and Angel of the Night Sky. Okay, yeah, I think you need to see something more, or almost like spend some time in the dream time before you progress. We have Old Soul, Black Jaguar. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. So there's a lot of energy around the dream time here with you. We have Earth Tiger, breaking through the barrier. And we have Treat Yourself Like Royalty. Now, I need to say that Treat Yourself Like Royalty came out in pile 1. So if you were drawn to pile 1, there may be a message for you. Okay, I think you need to break through, almost like a glass ceiling or a limit or a something. I mean, maybe you do need additional support or additional resources. You could be crumbling under the weight of something like tin foil, or maybe you've been too malleable, or you've tried to expand too quickly, or indeed maybe you are expanding. Actually, walk through life with confidence. I think you are expanding, actually. And yeah, I think you are expanding, and you're going to need more resources or additional support to move your dreams forwards. I wonder if you're not meant to be working alone, if you do work on your own, or you're needing to reach out for help. Let's see what we're shown. Can we have more guidance and information, please? An immediate message, and also what is happening in this current week. Advice and guidance for the week ahead. We have the Knight of Swords. I think you might need to take action. We've got the 8 of Coins. We've got the 3 of Cups. The High Priestess. We've got the Death card and the Lovers. Okay. Very interesting. I think there's some collaboration of some sort available for you, or that you need to reach out and embark upon some form of collaboration. There's something that you need to be not going it alone with here. For this to move forwards and to reach its fullest capacity, this is going to require support. Even with the 8 of Coins, can you see that we have, I mean, they look like swans flying behind her, but they could be geese. In fact, they probably are geese, probably snow geese, but they're flying in formation. When geese fly in formation, the goose at the head of the triangle that they form, This is the one that takes the pace. It takes the brunt of the wind, and the others are in the slipstream. So flying is a little easier, but they take it in turns. When the goose at the front starts to get tired, it will drop back and another will take its place. So that goose will then take the full, almost like the full weight of what's going on, and then the one that was a leader will step back into the slipstream. And that's how they navigate really long journeys. They work as a team. I think that you are being guided to collaborate or to work as a team. Now, the Lovers is a card of choice. And we have the Death card, the Transformation card, the Rebirth card. I wonder if you have been afraid of working on your own, of not working on your own, or it's like breaking through a barrier. There's something you're going to break through this week, I think, or imminently. Your first and primary message is that to really move your world forwards, you need to be collaborating. It can't be just down to you. And I think you've got to bite the bullet here with the Knight of Swords. Rather than trying to pick up everything and carry everything, I think you've got to bite the bullet and make a decision. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have the power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. For you to move up a notch, to climb up the ladder, to create something you want to create, you're going to have to collaborate. This cannot all be down to you. And I think whatever this collaboration is, I think it is imminently around you. You're being guided to collaborate with the right people. But it also, I think for you it feels like a little bit risky because you're not really sure. It's like you're tentatively checking people out. But I think you're going to be able to do this. I think you're a little bit anxious about, it would be like buying the services of something. Let's say you're a one-man band. You've always kind of put stuff together, but you've got to buy the services of somebody to, I don't know, build you a website or do something else for you, do some editing for you if you're an author, or, or do editing for you if you make videos or whatever, or buy somebody to mix your music for you. It's like buying the services or getting the services in of somebody. But actually you've kind of, it's a biggie because you usually kind of like hold all the reins and hold all the strings, but you're not going to be able to expand unless you actually engage other people to assist you. And I think it feels like a bit of a risk because you're anxious, about who somebody really is. What if you employ their services? Will they really deliver? This is like Beauty and the Beast. What is this going to be? Will the beast turn out to be the prince? There's something around you where you're having to, I kind of think, slightly step out of your comfort zone, to be quite honest. And part of your breaking through the barrier, your immediate message, which is I think that you do need to collaborate in some way, is also about, pushing through the barrier of anxiety that somehow this might not work, or can you really trust somebody? Will people deliver? Will it do what it says on the tin? But actually, for you to really expand, for your dreams to really come true, I think you have to collaborate. There's got to be more. Let's ask for a little bit more information about the week ahead. May we kindly ask about information about the week ahead? The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I love that what we've actually got in this Wheel of Fortune are two people who are kind of tied together. We've got we've only got one head. We've got two sets of arms and two sets of legs. Yeah, so you're going to find somebody of like mind. Okay. I think someone of like mind is coming through who I think you really can collaborate. I think you'll be singing on the same page. This is gorgeous. Okay, we've got Three of Swords. That's an interesting card to have. Interestingly, Three of Swords is, although it's a card of heartbreak, it's also a card that creates a turning point. It means that Even if you have been brokenhearted, it's like you can start to move on. You can acknowledge the challenge. I think you're being asked to be honest about your concerns. That's what I think you're being asked to do, rather than keeping your concerns in the shadows here. I think you're being asked to openly voice about your fears. If one of the reasons you've tended to almost like go it alone because you've perhaps had difficult experiences around trusting someone, I think this is a time for you to be completely upfront and honest and really put your cards on the table, actually. Because if you're really clear about what you want, I do feel two heads are better than one. I think there's a collaboration at foot. Okay, we have Queen of Coins. Wonderful. Now the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles, she is an energy, she brings an energy of fertility. This is sometimes a card of pregnancy. So something can be birthed here. Something can be birthed. I think you maybe need to be really clear about kind of almost contracting. You know, even if this is like a friend, you're going to collaborate with a friend on doing something, managing something, carrying the weight of something. Even a friendship is a kind of a contract. All relationships are a kind of contract. It's just that it's only in our working world that we tend to establish the details, the fine print. Sometimes we don't establish that enough. But in our relationships, our friendships, we can really get clear about what we can and can't do. And then there's no disappointment. You know, you do this bit, I'll do that bit. And then you can kind of spin this web. You can make stuff happen. I think this can move forwards. Yeah, look at this with the moon. You can cross the bridge. And look again where we have the Two of Wands. And what do we have? Again, two heads are better than one. Isn't it fascinating? You start on the Wheel of Fortune with one head, two sets of arms, two sets of legs. And you end on the Two of Wands where you have two heads, but only one set of arms and only one set of legs. I think this week you can collaborate. But you can effectively lay down the terms and conditions of that collaboration, of that connection, to the point where you know that not only do you have, you know, many hands make light work, but you know what you're doing and you're singing on the same page. Literally, two heads are better than one. I think someone is coming into your world this week with whom you can connect and work together on whatever it is you are working, whether this is just support for you in your everyday life at home with your family, or whether it's a connection to your community, or whether it's something much, much bigger. You can break through a barrier that somehow says, I've got to go it alone, or people aren't reliable, or they're not trustworthy. And I think this is going to be really empowering. And whatever situation may be going on, or situations in your world that would really, really benefit from support and help, I think that support and help is coming to you. And it looks to me as if you can negotiate this in a really, really favourable way by being upfront, clear, and allowing yourself to work out who's going to do what, allowing yourself to receive and break through the barrier that says, I've got to do it all myself. And that, I think, is what your reading is really saying about the coming week and your immediate message, which is if you are to progress and really, really move your dreams forward at this moment in time, you cannot be doing this alone. Pile 2, this is your reading. If this is resonating, beautiful souls, please give me the thumbs up. Subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a reading. And my beautiful souls, do please keep me posted in the comment, and thank you for letting people know all about the channel so they can find our readings. All of these things really, really, really do help and help me to keep putting free stuff into the world. I am sending you all the love in the world, Pile 2. I think this is a major step forwards towards your dreams, and I wish you every blessing. Tons and tons of love, Pile 2. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's get an immediate message for you from Source, from Spirit, from your Spirit team. I'm seeing these 2 cards. Let's find out what your Spirit team wishes to say to you right now and the advice and guidance that comes from that. I am actually seeing this card. And we will also then look at the week ahead for you. May we kindly ask for an immediate message. Angel of Determination, how interesting. Because with Hagalaz, this is the Great Awakener, but it's also the Rune of Disruption. It can suggest that something, goes a bit higgledy-piggledy in some way, shape or form. We have community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the Queen of Abundance. We have Metal Dog, simplify your life. And we have Water Rabbit, the sweetness of quiet love. This is a lovely, lovely energy. There's a lot of fertility here. Determination, the new pearl. Do you know, I think maybe you have had some interruptions or setbacks in your world. Just some stuff going on. Busy world, busy life, stuff going on. And maybe even a ton of stuff, taking on lots and lots of stuff. Simplify your life. Kind of cut out some of the extra stuff. And I also want to say get still, the sweetness of quiet love. You've got sweetness coming up twice. The sweetness of quiet love. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. I think maybe you have been rushing around like a mad thing and you have been really, really, really busy. And maybe you've also had to contend with upheaval, just stuff going on, extra stuff coming in. This reading is absolutely saying, slow it down. Don't rush around like a mad thing. I always think this little rabbit it reminds me of the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. We're going to be late, we're going to be late, we're going to have to do this. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Let's get it done, let's get it done. Pressure, pressure, pressure. And I sort of feel this reading is saying, get still and do the opposite. Continue with determination, of course. Keep on walking towards your goal. But, gosh, take stillness breaks. Don't be rushing round. Don't add anything else to your world unless it's necessary. Do what you need to do, but open yourself to receive the sweetness. With Hagalaz, the Great Awakener, this is like the energy of Uranus. And Uranus shakes things up and creates unexpected happenings. Whatever comes, just take it in your stride. Don't rush around. Don't try to juggle 20 more plates. Spin 20 more plates in the air or juggle 20 more balls. Just deal with it. Get still. Continue on your pathway with steady, quiet love and determination, and I think everything you need will come to you. There is a real message of slowing down, and I think a secondary message that says whatever the disruptions or interruptions or unexpected happenings, there's going to be a silver lining. Even if they feel like they've got in the way, they're bringing something positive, even if you don't yet know what it is. These are your immediate messages, but let's see how the week ahead pans out for you. Can we get further information and guidance about the week ahead, please? May we kindly get further advice and guidance about the week ahead? Kindly have for my pile 3s advice and guidance about the week ahead. I'm seeing this and actually that one too. 9 of Swords. I really like this Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is traditionally a card of almost sometimes like the dark night of the soul, but here she is, just still, opening herself to receive, getting still, not being caught in the drama and the chaos of life. We have the Seven of Swords. I wonder if some of you are around situations where there could even have been a bit of like an energy vampire with the Seven of Swords. You know, we've got coyote energy here. And this sort of like dinosaur here. Maybe somebody, maybe there have been some real interruptions and irritations. Perhaps somebody's showing up and taking more than you anticipated giving them. We've got the Lovers, which is interesting because this is primarily a card of choice. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Death card. Look at the way she's pulling back the curtain to see who is really behind this curtain. We have the Hermit. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Emperor. Do you know, I thought the Emperor was going to show up because I feel this is a reading where there is something about you taking charge of your choices. You know, whatever's shown up in your world, I almost want to say, I think this is this big message, don't be reactive to it. I will also say actually as well, maybe there could be people around you who want more than you wish to give, so you need to just be still, hold your boundaries, remain calm. We've got the Four of Coins. We've got the Six of Coins. And we have the Knight of Swords. Do you know, I really feel like within the energy of your reading, I just need to calm things down. I always find my voice wanting to slow stuff down. Let's get really still. Let's think about, rather than rushing around like the rabbit, let's think about how to slow this down and look at what you're actually dealing with here. I think there'll be a silver lining here. There's a learning to be had. Something's going to come back to you in a good way here. But there is a situation around you, and it unfolds this week, where maybe somebody isn't entirely showing their true colours, or a circumstance is blown up to be more than it needs to be, or somebody's creating a bigger drama than, you know, instead of it just being a coyote, it looks like a dinosaur. Instead of it just being a person, it looks like a gigantic skull. Something's being blown, something could be blown out of proportion here. Now, your first message, as I said, is to slow it down, get still. And part of the purpose of that is to make sure that things are not escalated in a way that would be out of proportion to the situation. There will be a silver lining. Part of that might be for you yourself to learn, in a way, how not to have your buttons pressed. How to get still and realistically look at what your choices are. Not make assumptions about anything. I also think this is for you to call the shots here. This is about you stepping into a position of your own self-mastery. You decide what's right for you. This is not down to somebody else. This is you calling the shots in your world. Even if somebody has been irritating, or even with Simplify Your Life, Metal Dog, it may be that there's, again, people wanting a lot from you. Water Rabbit, the sweetness of quiet love, community. Think about your boundaries. Think about who you want to give to and who you don't want to give to. I almost feel like there is a need for you to keep your energy calm, clean, crystal clear, about what you can and can't give, what you will and won't give, and with a quiet determination and with love, proceed on your own pathway, irrespective of the demands and the dramas of others around you. This feels like something could escalate, and you have the choice not to escalate it. You have the choice to just remain calm, to not run round like a mad thing, and to really review and evaluate and make decisions as to how you intend to respond rather than react. And I think you can do this. Perhaps that really is the silver lining, the incredible growth. The pearl within, the new pearl within. It's that pearl of wisdom where you can actually get still and say, I'm not actually going to do that. Let's get more information about how this is or how it pans out. May we kindly have perhaps additional guidance about what this may be about, please? For my pile threes, we have the Ace of Wands, which is a card of great potency and empowerment. This is about you taking charge of your time, your energy. My goodness me, you'll be guided. Look at the way our High Priestess is quietly, contemplatively reading a book. She's not drawn into anything. You can be generous of spirit with the Six of Coins. You can send love, but you don't have to buy into anything of drama and crisis. We have the Knight of Coins. Steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. And you have the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords. Pile 3, this is a really interesting week for you. I think the energy around you is quite hectic, disruptive and chaotic. Now, I don't voice that negatively because in reality, I don't think it's necessarily your energy. I think somehow it's the energy of the circumstances around you. It's in your immediate community, whether it's your family, your friends, but the people around you, your community literally. And I think there's a tendency in those circumstances to be drawn into the rushing around energy and sort of constantly be affected by it. Your message is not to be affected by it, to be really, really clear, to remain very calm, very steady, very generous of spirit, but completely boundaried around your own time. Really, really empower yourself. Laugh at whatever is being escalated. If somebody makes up a big drama, just bring it back down to earth. If somebody, if the hecticness around you, could sweep you along, choose for it not to. Take time out. Just say, I'm really sorry, I can't do that. There is something here, and the real new pearl, the real gem, is for you to remain completely calm throughout this entire pocket of time when I think there is busyness, hecticness, perhaps even some drama going on around you, people escalating things, making something bigger than it needs to be. Just get very still, choose not to buy into it, but remain empowered to make your own choices throughout. With determination, you will come through this situation with flying colours. The key here is to really, really own your own mind and own your own actions. And this is what the week ahead is looking like. There's a lot of crazy energy around, to be fair, at the moment. But this feels as though it's in your immediate friendship group, family, immediate community. It's something going on around you. Bring yourself back into complete groundedness and don't buy into it. Laugh about it. If someone's, making a big monster out of something that really is just a grain of sand, that's how a pearl starts. It's an irritant out of something that should just be deemed irritating, but could be escalated. Just this is you choosing not to escalate it. And from that, you sit in this place of great stability, great benevolence. You know, this really is like a lesson, an amazing life lesson in remaining calm and remaining still, even in the face of everybody else's sort of chaos and disruption. Is there anything else we need to know for my pile threes? Is there anything else we need to know for my pile threes? I'm sorry, it is a bit crazy. We have the Ten of Swords. I'm going to say with this, this will come to an end, but also, yeah, don't cling to something. If it's not working, don't cling to it. This Ten of Swords card is, I think it's Ceres, spelt Ceres. I think that's the legend of this card. But again, there was a crisis. And sort of something got sacrificed here. So, but I think it is Ceres. I think I'm right about that. But she went into the ocean and she transformed and she became the consciousness of the dolphins and the whales. Something can be transformed here simply by not engaging in drama. The King of Swords, be ultra clear. You'll be like the phoenix rising from the ashes. You really will. And the Three of Cups, there's going to be so much joy and celebration at the end of this. This is literally navigating your way through something with a degree of independent thought and personal calm and tranquility that you've chosen by conscious choice. That's what I'm seeing, just not buying into the drama, whatever it is. I know that's easier said than done, but your reading is suggesting you have every capacity to do this, and this is your own sovereignty, this is your own self-mastery. And your world and your energy are going to remain intact because of it. Indeed, you will transform and come through this with flying colours and magnificent energy and celebration. Whatever happens to anyone else is not your responsibility, but you certainly are surrounded by a lot of disruption that is not yours to carry. So as I said, I think I said about spinning plates and juggling balls. Don't be juggling anything that's not yours to juggle. Don't be spinning any plates that aren't yours to carry. My beautiful pile 3, this reading is suggesting you come out of this with flying colours. Get still, relax, get calm. Know who you are, and with quiet determination, in your own steady way, look after you, make choices that are appropriate, don't escalate or buy into any drama, and I think you're going to come through this week in a really, really special and amazing way. Pile 3, I'm sending you the biggest hug ever. Beautiful souls, if this is resonating, do please give me the thumbs up. Thank you for liking and doing this and helping the channel. I mean, it really does help the channel when people either like or share or subscribe. If you want to make sure you never miss a reading, don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon. And thank you for letting people know about the channel and sharing the channel so people can find these readings. Thank you, beautiful souls, and tons of love.